Welcome to the SEVIS Status Conclusion Functions training. This training will explain your options as a responsible officer or an alternate responsible officer for ending the status of an exchange visitor's record in SEVIS. In this presentation, we will discuss the following functions: cancel, invalidate exchange visitor, no-show, terminate, and shorten program. This presentation does not replace the Exchange Visitor Program regulations found in Title 22, Part 62 of the Code of Federal Regulations. For detailed guidance on the Exchange Visitor Program, visit j1visa.state.gov. We will begin by discussing the Cancel EV function. The Cancel EV function updates an exchange visitor's status to invalid. An invalidated EV record indicates that an exchange visitor has not entered the United States in J1 status and they do not plan to participate in their Exchange Visitor Program activity. There are two ways in which an exchange visitor's record may be invalidated: manually and automatically. Only records that are in initial status without port of entry information may be invalidated. SEVIS will automatically invalidate an exchange visitor's record when the EV is in initial status with no port of entry information and the program has not been validated. Depending on the exchange visitor's situation, the timing will vary. If the program duration is greater than 30 days, the record must be validated within 30 days of the program begin date. If the program duration is less than 30 days, the validation must occur before the program end date. A sponsor official may wish to manually invalidate an exchange visitor's record in the following scenario. The initial status exchange visitor has not entered the United States in J1 status, and the exchange visitor has informed their sponsor official that they have no intention to participate in their exchange visitor program. To manually invalidate an exchange visitor's record, click the Cancel EV link on the Exchange Visitor Information page. When the sponsor official clicks the Cancel EV link, the Cancel EV page will display. Once here, the sponsor official will be required to input remarks before clicking the Cancel EV button. The exchange visitor's status will change to invalid. The sponsor's allotment of Forms DS 2019 will be incremented by 1. Now we will look at no-show status. The difference between using the Cancel EV function and the no-show function is whether the exchange visitor has entered the United States in J1 status. Using the no-show function reflects that the exchange visitor has entered the United States in J1 status, but has failed to report to their site of activity to begin participation in their exchange visitor program. As with the Cancel EV function, a sponsor official may manually change an exchange visitor's status to no-show, or they may wait for the system to automatically update the status to no-show. SEVIS will automatically change initial status EV records to no-show when the EV has not been validated within an appropriate time frame based on entry date or benefit start date. We will look at the entry date scenarios first. If the record contains port of entry and the program duration is greater than 30 days, the status will change to no-show 30 days after the program begin date. If the record contains port of entry and the program duration is less than 30 days, the status will change to no-show on the program end date. Now we will look at the change of status scenarios. If the record contains change of status approval information and the program duration is greater than 30 days, the status will change to no-show 30 days after the program begin date or benefit start date, whichever is earlier. If the record contains change of status approval information and the program duration is less than 30 days, the status will change to no-show on the program end date. If the record was transferred, the status will change to no-show 30 days after the effective date of transfer. To manually no-show an exchange visitor record, click the no-show link on the Exchange Visitor Information page. This link will display if the exchange visitor is in initial or transferred status. From the no-show page, the sponsor official must click the no-show button. The exchange visitor's status will now be no-show. Regardless of how the status changed, an automatic email will be sent to the exchange visitor notifying them of the new status. Take note, unlike invalid status, no-show status is a negative status and may have a negative effect on an exchange visitor in the future. Be sure to use this status properly. Now we will discuss the Terminate EV function. Terminated status indicates an exchange visitor has violated the Exchange Visitor Program regulations or the sponsor's program rules. An exchange visitor's status can be terminated by using the Terminate EV link on the Exchange Visitor Information page. The Terminate EV link will be available for any exchange visitor in active or inactive status. To change the status of an EV to terminated, click on the Terminate EV link. The Terminate EV page will display. You will be required to select a termination reason, enter an effective termination date, as well as remarks before clicking the Terminate EV button. Note that records can only be changed to terminated manually. The system does not automatically change the status to terminated. The available termination reasons are conviction of a crime, disciplinary action, engaging in unauthorized employment, failure to maintain a full course of study, failure to maintain health insurance, failure to pursue EV program activities, failure to submit change of current address within 10 days, involuntary suspension, other, violation of Exchange Visitor Program regulations, and violation of sponsor rules. Terminated is a negative status and should only be used to indicate any of the violations listed. An automatic email will be sent to the exchange visitor notifying them of the status change. Exchange visitors in terminated status must leave the United States immediately. Now we will discuss the Shorten program function. If an exchange visitor will complete their program earlier than originally planned, but otherwise fulfills all program expectations, the Shorten program function may be used. This function should be used in cases when the exchange visitor will finish their program more than 15 days earlier than the current program end date. The Shorten program link will be available on the Exchange Visitor Information page for exchange visitors who are in active status. When the Shorten program link is clicked, the Shorten program page will display, on which a Shorten program reason must be selected, along with a new program end date and detailed remarks. To complete the action, click the Shorten Program button. The Shorten Program reasons that are available from the drop-down menu are adjusted program end date, cultural shock and/or homesickness, death of exchange visitor, inadequate financial support, medical emergency and/or health of exchange visitor, medical emergency and/or health of exchange visitor's family, program objectives completed early, withdrawal from program, and other. Note: the Shorten program function is a neutral way to end an exchange visitor's status early. When the new program end date is reached, the exchange visitor's status will change to inactive. This does not reflect negatively on the exchange visitor. An automatic email will be sent to the exchange visitor notifying them of the status change. Keep in mind, however, that if an exchange visitor ceases to participate in their program activity without notifying their program sponsor of their intention, this would be considered a violation of status and the exchange visitor's record should be terminated. The Shorten program function should only be used in instances where there has been no status violation. In summary, we just discussed changing exchange visitor records to invalid, no-show, terminated, and inactive statuses. Please note, any changes made to a J1 exchange visitor status will automatically be mirrored by the J2 spouse-dependent record. So if a J1 status changes, so will the status of the J2 spouse or dependent. Thank you for watching. For more information and other training videos, visit the j1visa.state.gov website.